Starting out in your content or marketing career with the right tools can make all the difference. And so, if you want to work smarter and not harder, this is the much watch video for you. This tool helps you to increase your creativity, your productivity, and just generally to stay ahead of the line. So, let's get right in. Google Gemini is a very powerful AI tool that helps you to create content, it helps you to be more productive, it helps you to code. It just takes modern modality to another level. It's like ChatGPT, but way better because it incorporates a lot of other Google tools in Gemini. So it's designed to simplify your work and also to save time. So whether you're just drafting emails, creating captions, or just trying to stay ahead or even create a website using a code, Google Gemini is a tool you must try. So now I'm just going to mention some of the things that Gemini can help you do. For instance, now you can help with your emails. Do you know that you can connect your Gmails to Gemini and also be able to send messages and also to, but then that is on another level. But what it does is it can read your messages and also help to, prompt a response that you would have to actually agree to. And so Google Gemini is very powerful. Why? Because Google is a very big platform and it has like loads of tools, and these tools are integrated in this Google Gemini. So it also helps you to simplify your communication. So for instance, now you have an email, you can write a follow-up email, you could set out a reminder, you could do a lot of things with Google Gemini using Google Gmail on Gemini. So that is something I think you need to check out. I'm just going to show you something or a code that you could do. So you could say, write an email to so following up on the project, and suggest the time for when, and then it drafts the email in matters of seconds. All you need to do would be to take this message and fine tune it, right? Another thing it does is also to summarize documents. So imagine you had a meeting, and in the meeting, like a lot of people talked, and Google can actually record. Gemini can actually, you could actually record that message and then use Gemini to transcribe that message and even create summaries in very short time so that you are ahead of your project and also make sure that everyone is in tune with whatsoever was discussed in order to carry out the follow-up actions. Another thing would be it helps you to learn new topics. So if you have a topic like, for instance, I am learning Da Vinci and I have a lot of questions. I could go into Gemini and ask specific questions. I could type in, oh, how to cut a video or how to add subtitles and stuff like that. And it gives you in depth on how you could do it. And what is also very nice is that it also links you to videos and provide links to websites that you could actually check and watch to actually to know better. So I think Google Gemini is actually a very, very, very good tool. So to boost your impact, yeah, Google Gemini helps you to brainstorm ideas. Imagine you have a team, right? The team for the month in your content creation. Teams are actually created just so you stay in line with who you are, what you stand for, and stuff like that. So imagine you had a team, or the team for the month would be like cupcakes, and you want to create like captions, you want to create like posts, you want to create other things in order to show that team. Then you could use Google Gemini to brainstorm ideas. So it provides even like campaigns and other things that people have done that you can actually read and actually also find out information and find out ideas on what to do in your own. So helping in that would help you to boost your impact a whole lot. Another thing would be it helps to create outlines, and this outline is very similar to the summaries I'd mentioned before. But imagine you have a presentation, right? And you're presenting before a customer, or you even have an interview. It helps you to outline the things you are to say and in what order of importance you're to say them. And that in itself would help to boost your impact and productivity. Google Gemini can help you to expand your toolkit. Let me explain. You have a website or you have something you're working on, a design or sort you're working on, right? Google Gemini can write code for you, right? It can give you code. Like, for instance, now I want to create a pop up page for a particular campaign on my website. I could just tell Google Gemini what I want and tell it to produce a HTML, that's a hypertext markup language code for me. And then I use that code and just impute it on the website, and I have myself a web page. So Google Gemini can help you in doing that too. And another thing would be the visuals. You could use Google Gemini just like ChatGPT to create visuals. And I think the multimodality function in Google Gemini, that means you can prompt pictures, you can prompt videos, you can prompt text, you can prompt code on the same prompt. And then you could put a whole lot of numbers of text. Like it has, I think, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 words. So you could have as much information and impute it into Google Gemini, and then it helps you to create like whatsoever you want to create. For instance, Google Gemini is a tool that I think you should try and add it into your toolkit and see how it changes the game and also helps you in your content creation and helps you in staying productive and helps you to keep in line on track on what you need to do. Before I forget, one other thing is Google Gemini integrates a lot. It integrates Google, it integrates other platforms, maps, and all the other tools that Google has to offer into Gemini. And that can also help a lot. And they also have something that's it's like germs. It's called germs. And they are just like the GPTs you have on ChatGPT. And these germs are kind of your own creation or something people have created to help you to do specific tasks. So, for instance, if you are a Python coder, you might have a GPT, you might have a germ now, not GPT, to help you in your work. If you are, let's say, a programmer, you can have a germ to help you in your work, and that's germ. It's just like ChatGPT, where you have a set of instructions, set of stuff that you need to follow, or the large language model needs to follow in order to give you responses. And I think the germs are actually a must know for a lot of people that do a lot of things in one day. Like for my job, you're looking for content, you're looking for captions, you're looking for video ideas, you're setting up a meeting, you're researching on a particular app. So you need to have such to help you to streamline your work. So here are some smart tips for young professionals using Google Gemini. Be specific. Be specific in the instruction you give to Google Gemini, because as specific as you are, that would help to get you the answers you need. Don't forget that these large language models are trained on huge amounts of data, and they have data that would not be easily accessible till you have prompted them specifically on what you want. And don't get tired of reprompting and continuous prompting. So you prompt, you reprompt, and you keep prompting till you actually get what you want. The next one is to refine your request, and it's still tied down to the prompting and being specific. So in refining your request, you need to make sure that if you get an output that is not it, you still have to rephrase or reprompt. So you don't keep going in the same line. So you can start with something like, oh, imagine you're with this, and it gives you an output, yeah? And that output doesn't fit. You can reprompt it in using different kinds of method. We have different kinds. We have like the cascade method. You have like where you ask it to act like a particular person or in a particular tone and stuff like that. Simple stuff. Make sure that you reprompt and find your request if you don't get the response that you need. And also check specific facts. Don't take the large language model for it. Make sure that the information it is giving you, it's correct and up to date. Most times for Google Gemini, it kind of works well because I think the update to it is actually very quick as compared to ChatGPT, but you still have to make sure that whatever is spitting out to you, it's correct. It's your responsibility and not it. So you search and like I had one, for instance, an experience where I was looking for days that a particular company can celebrate or can post about, or their values are tied to, and it suggested a couple, and I checked some of them, and a few of them the dates weren't actually correct. So if I had just accepted what he gave me, hook, line, and sinkers, and had gone over to create a post and do that, then I am misinforming people. So it's very, very important that you check and recheck. Just be sure that whatever it has given you is correct. Whatever it's giving you sounds like the tone and the value for which you stand for, or for the company, or whatever you are doing, it stands in line with what is wanted. The next one is to use your insight. Do not let these large language models replace your thinking. Think, be creative, read, do other forms of um find other forms of ideas, read, try to expand, experience, go travel, go to the museum. Just make sure that these language models don't replace your creativity, because they take off a whole lot of work in terms of research and other things. But it also sometimes is a trap, and then you just keep using them without actually like thinking for yourself, what would I do, or how would I have written this, or would this have been any different? So do not let it replace your own reasoning. The last one will be learn how you can streamline your workflow by integrating the other apps like the Gmails, like the map to your Gemini. And I will do a video hopefully on that soon. So I'm going to show you how you can integrate some of these apps to your Gemini in order for you to be more productive and also to save you more time. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys a bit about how you can use Google Gemini to improve your productivity and also to improve your digital marketing game and content creation in general. So this is the Google Gemini interface, and I'm just going to run through a couple of things on the page. So right here you have where you could do your put in your prompting, and you have like different series which you could use. You could use a deep prompting, which probably which goes in depth. Gets information from articles online, videos online, and gives you an in-depth research. And the other one here is the Canva, and the Canva is like you just having a one pager on your Google documents or your Word documents to work on. So imagine if you have like a document or a file or report, it goes on one page or on a document, right? So it has that so that you can be able to make changes to parts and bits of it. People can edit it and stuff. You can even share it as a link to others to use. And then you have the the image gen just helps you to create images and stuff. And then the guided learning. The guided learning uses part of the Google LM, which is like a large language models, which take like large forms of data and breaks it down for people who want to learn. So take for instance, you're learning a language or you're learning something about a new marketing strategy that's in town, and you just want a lot of ideas from left, right, and center, but you want it in a way that you're able to remember, or you want it in a flashcard, or you prepare for some sort of exams. That's when you use a guided learning. And then you have the record using the microphone. If you click this, you can be able to talk to this Gemini, and then it transcribes what you say, and then you can okay it and then get your answers. And then here is the plus where you can add files, you can add documents, you add videos, you could add code, anything, you can add it here and then get responses from that. And then up here you have some menu, expanded menu. Here you have the new chat, and then you have the gems. And then the gems are like pre-made templates that you could use. So for instance, now you could have the chess champ here that Google Gemini has created, storybook, brainstormer, and career guide. And you can also create yours. And you can click here and you see more. You can create yours. How do you create yours? You just put in your prompt, you put in the information you want it to be including. Maybe let's say you are a digital market for a company that sells shoe. Maybe you wanted to be mentioning particular styles or particular way you want to be seen. You know, the tone, the persona, the action, all those things. You can add them on to create gems. So for this, I'm just going to show you guys an example also of how you can do it. So I'm back to the interface, and I already had like a very short prompt that I used. It's not um like there are a lot of spelling errors, but then I did this intentionally because I want you to also understand that it doesn't really mind if you make these mistakes. Google Gemini and almost all these large language models are able to decipher what you mean. Do you understand? They're able to read through and understand what you mean. So I have this about a campaign, and I want to show you how you can send an email. You can get an email ready here and send it to your friend. But before that, I think I forgot to show you guys one little thing. The other thing is right here in the settings. If you go to the settings, you go to the apps, it's very necessary that you connect your apps. You know that Google has a lot of apps under it. So it has a Gmail, it has a document. You could connect all of this, and in so doing, you're able to use this Gemini agent to directly send messages to different applications, different Google applications, which I find very, very handy. So for instance, now you can back to my prompt, I'll do this and I'm going to show you how you send it directly to your Gmail and probably just send a message. And the sweet thing is also you can also time the message to be done at a particular time or to be sent at a particular time. So it's very, very handy. So just wait a bit, and here you have it. You have the message to Dora about wanting her to be on the campaign. And this is where it gets interesting. You can like it, you can say it's a good response, you can say it's a bad response, you could redo it, you can share and export it, you could copy the response, and you can click more. Double check your response. For instance, now let's say you want to find out how many new social media organizations have been created in the last 20 years in a particular country or a particular state. And it gives you a couple of responses, and you feel like it might not be totally correct. You can double check the responses to make sure it's correct. You could listen to it, so you could have it read it out to you, and then you could report it if there's any legal issue. But this is what I wanted to show you, where you could share and export. And then here you have the option to start a new, share the conversation to somebody, or to export it to document, or to draft it to Gmail. And for this, I'm just going to drag it directly to Gmail, and it's drafting. And then it opens, you can open the Gmail directly here, and you have your message right here. So all you need to do is just add in the recipient, and then you click the send button, which I find very, very useful, right? So back to the Gemini, right? And in this now, let's just tell it to create, um, let's tell it to deliberate on this campaign by using the deep research. Probably the canvas will be better. So let's say deliberate on the Let's Shine campaign. So you see what I mean here. So you have like a Word document style kind of thing where you can even change the headings. You can bold, you can put it in a bullet point, numbered point. It's not totally doesn't give you all the options on the document, on the Word document, but I think it's a good start because when you have this, you do the editing, you can directly transfer it onto your document and you have your file ready. So you can export it here to document, you could copy it directly, you can share it to people, you could get a link and actually share it. And you can share it online too, which is also very crazy. But for this, it has given me a couple of deliberation on the campaign, the mission, the vision, the target audience. And this is not something that I have prompted so well. And I think it has given me a very, very good start. So I'll show you something else you could do, which is the create button. So here you could create the website with it, with this information. You could create an infographic, you could create a quiz, or you can even do an audio review, which is like a podcast, right? For this, I'm just going to show you how to use the infograph. I think you should try all this in your spare time. So the infograph, we'll just wait and then we see what it gives us. So we take your time, it would code, do a couple of things. I did not give it the prompt as to what color, what font, how I want it to be positioned. Do I want graphics? Um, do I want tables? I haven't given it that. So it is based on that other data of the deliberation that's using. So it's not my, let's say, my total prompt. So if it gives me something at the end of the day, I could then refine it. I could tell it to change the color. I'll tell it to do something, tell it to add a data that hasn't been mentioned. And this is what it has given me. And it's so beautiful because I even have graphs and I have images, I have emojis. This is so beautiful. And I can just copy this. I can share this directly online, or I can even just copy it as a code and then I put it up on a website or build a one pager for it. It's For me, I feel this is very good. You could use this in a presentation. You could use this, you could even send this as an email. You could tell it to make it into an email for email marketing. So I think you should try this out. And also, if there's anything else that you want to know more, you could drop your questions in the comment section. So I'll do well to get to it. Let's get back to the video. So if you found this helpful, please hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button, and also drop in the comment what you would want me to talk about. I'll do my best to get to it. And also add it in the comment section for other applications or other large language models that you think I can also check. Thank you and see you in the next one.